All right, Gino, we're going to go to Chris
Thanks.
Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Gino, I was just kind of curious. You've spoken, obviously, you guys got big weekends coming up and ACC tournament. I was just wondering what it's like to balance, putting, I wouldn't say pressure, but there's pressure on these games, but also in baseball, sometimes you press too much. I mean, how do you, as a manager, head coach, how do you balance that with your team?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt you can't, I try always as a coach to be let's just say a pressure coach. I like to put pressure on players in practice, so that in the games, they're able to handle the games better. I don't know if I've done a very good job of that this year. I'm not sure we've handled it, even though I feel like I haven't changed as a coach. I don't think we've done a very good job of handling adversity. At times we have. Early on in the year, I thought we handled it very well. But at some point, I'm not sure, but we've had trouble handling it. So there is that fine balance as a coach. You're trying to get a feel for the guys and what buttons to push and how do they respond. And, for me, the one thing I just take away from it is each day when we're practicing, try to be the same that you always are. Don't change, because God forbid you change, because then that throws up a red flag like, what is he doing? What are the coaches doing? All of a sudden, they're going to act different now. No, can't do that. So you got to be the same person and have that same intensity like I always do as a coach. And I have it with the players and our coaches. I'm very demanding as a coach, and I don't want to change that. And always been that way as an assistant, and I'm going to be that way as a head coach. And our players have got to handle it. Miami's a program. If you can't handle pressure, then you shouldn't play here. And there's no doubt for me, you can't play with the mentality, oh my God, if we don't play well, this can happen, that can happen. That's not the mentality we want. We want our guys to be prepared as best they can and be as focused as they can and be as confident as they can, even though some of our confidence has been hit at times. I don't think we've been knocked down, but we're not knocked out. We're not knocked out yet.
All right, Gino, our last question for you comes from Josh White of WVUM. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Gino, how are you?
Good, Josh. How you doing?
Good. Obviously, you don't know which guys you'll get back next year, whether, they go on to do other things or get drafted or things like that. But with Senior Day this weekend, what has this group of seniors meant to you in this program?
It's a little interesting because of the COVID and you missed the year. And, some of these guys, unfortunately for them, they didn't get to play in the year they thought probably was going to be their last year, their draft eligible year, and everything just turned upside down. The draft has now changed. Everything's changed since that hit. Now it's going to be smaller rounds, and this year I got to be honest with you, because it's been a little bit of a roller coaster year. It's flown by, and you normally say that when it's been fabulous years and fantastic years. This hasn't been that so far up to this point. And we're hoping we can change that, because the season is not over by any means. But it's flown by for some reason. And I guess the only reason I can think of is because we're not playing as many games. Maybe it just gets on you a little quicker, that we're here the second to the last weekend. And it's going to really fly by now, because you're right there. I mean, the ACC tournament's right around the corner, and so is the regional. So with these guys, I guess I'm saying is, with always, it flies by so fast. These guys come and they go. You turn your head and like, oh my gosh, he was just a freshman here. Now he's getting ready to go. But it's certainly a class that I appreciate. It's guys that I certainly am happy that they came back. And to be honest with you, some of them haven't had the years that they've wanted to up to this point. And boy, it sure would be a great story if they can finish off. Really, a lot of them, I felt like came back too. They wanted, because these guys could have signed as free agents if they wanted to. But, they got a really special chance. This team's got enough talent. They got a special chance if we can get this thing put together to really have a memorable finish to their careers, the veteran guys. So, a lot of them are graduating. Which is unusual, because normally you don't keep guys around for 4 years. They sign after their junior year. So again, that's COVID. And so we have a number of guys graduating. Like I said, graduations today. today and tomorrow. But a number of the guys are graduating, and guys have the majority of them have been really a lot of fun to coach. Been great students, been great guys on and off the field.